All right. So we added to the code the salary. So we're getting the salary. So I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. Both ways will work, but you want to have as little coding as humanly possible. And you'll understand that in a minute. So basically here we're going to do raise equals salary times and the raise percent. Now remember 2% is 0.02. So this should take care of this. And we can copy this code. But we just need to change it to, it's 1.5, so it would be this. And the D is 3%. That must be nice. I'm so used to hearing, well, no raises this year. When I was IT director, it used to drive me crazy. All right, so this takes care of this. So
no
then
raises this year, but the CEO is getting a $7 million bonus.
Oh, for who? Which CEO?
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, that's usually how it does go. So let's go now. So let's create another variable, even though we don't really need it, and we'll call it new salary. But for right now, we're just going to do salary, and we're going to do this two ways. Salary equals salary plus raise. That's one way of doing it. The preferred way is to do plus equals raise. That's the preferred way of doing it. So let's go see out.
Uh-oh.
What does uh-oh mean?
No, I'm looking at mine, and I made a boo-boo there.
Oh, well, we'll unboo-boo it. Your raise is, and we'll do raise. Your new salary is salary. So this looks good. So let's see what happens. We'll do the 3% raise with, say, 100 grand in there, because I know you're all making that.
Oh yeah, in my sleep.
All right, so your department is D. What is your salary? 100. Now, don't put a comma in there. Just put in this. So your department is getting a 3% raise. Your raise is $3,000, and your new salary is 103. So let's do some cosmetic in there. Where is your raise in here? So we need to put in a new line here. And then let's do a see out fixed and set precision to 2. So we display 2 decimal places. Remember, set precision does not change it. It just prints to 2 decimal places. So let's do something with an oddball salary. So we're going to check your department, and we'll do A, and your salary is 105.25.87. So you're getting a 2% raise. Your raise is $2,010.52, and now you're making 102,536, which does not. Oh, there's 102,536. Okay, so that makes that sense. So you would want to check them all out with simple things in here to check your logic. So you would do something like with say like $1,000 and check the two, something that you can do very easily in there. So now we have a dilemma, and it's not a bad dilemma, but it's still a dilemma because we're calculating raise once, we're calculating raise twice, we're calculating raise 3 times in there. So that's not a big deal because we're technically only calculating it 1 time. But suppose the percentages of your salary change. So what we're going to do here, this is the wonderful world of why we should use constants. So let's do constant. And we want to do a double. And we'll just call it, of course, if I knew how to spell double, that would be good. And we'll call this percent. And it's A and B or both. All right, now I'm going to do something that you may agree with, you may not agree with. Notice I'm only doing A in there. So we're going to do percent A, and it needs to be 3%. So what we're going to do here is the one time it is acceptable for you to use a calculation in an initialization. So we're going to do 3 divided by 100. But we need to make sure it's 100.0 so that it won't do integer division. Otherwise, what would happen, it would be 3 divided by 100. You would get 0.03. It would then chop this off and just make it 0 because it would chop off the 0.03. Even though this is a double, it does the calculation first and then puts it in here. So now I'm going to do the same thing. And we're going to make it B. So you're going to say, well, why are we doing this? Well, the answer is, what happens if they decide to make B something different than A, or A something different than B? So we want to make everything to be correct 100% of the time. So we have A. Now, you don't have to do this. I'm showing you added enhancements. So we have C. And how much is C again? C is 0.015.
1.5, yeah.
So we're going to do 1.5 here. And then we're going to do D.
And hey, Doc, I believe that A and B are 2%, right? Or is it 3?
No,
No,
you're correct.
Yeah,
They are
that's
2%.
Way to be on top of things.
He is. Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
all the cheap shot I've taken on him. I think he's thinking it's payback time.
Oh, it's not payback time. I'm just trying to make sure that we're on the same page.
Yeah, but I mean that's good that you caught that. I'm impressed. All right. So now what we have here is we want to make it where we don't have to make a whole bunch of changes. So what we're going to need to do here is just put raise equals, let's see, salary times, and then we're going to do percent A. And we need a break. And I will explain to you my logic behind this.
just in case it changes, I imagine.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So in this particular case, it's B. Actually, we don't even need to do the raise equals. Let's see. Raise equals salary times. So we actually don't need to do this. But I'm going to do it anyway. So we have this over here. Then we're going to do the same thing here. So C, and then okay, so this is one way of doing it in here. So now the salary equals plus raise over here. So we're calculating raise only one time because based upon this is this, this is this, this is this, this is this. And then what we're doing here is just putting in the salary, the new salary plus the raise, and then we're doing it. So let's try this with case 2, and let's see what happens. Remember, whenever you make a change, you want to, let's just do, enter your department is A, and 1,000. So your raise is $20, and your new salary is that. So that works. So now let's do the same thing with B. And that looks good. Let's go and do it with C. So you're getting a 1.5 and the raise is 15%. And then finally D, 10,000. So he gets 300 or she gets 300. So that takes care of this. So now they come and say, well, with B, I want it to be 2.5. That's the only thing you need to change. No other lines of code needs to be changed. And then if, say that D gets a raise and it's 3.5, so let's go and check B and C and see what happens. This is the only change that I made. No other change in the code at all. So let's go Control A or Control F, Department B, and $10,000. And it should be now 2.5. So it should be a $2,500 or $250 raise. So let's see what happens. So it gets 200. So that works. So now obviously this is not correct. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. There's actually 2 ways to fix that. But I'm not going to worry about this right now. Let's do D. And boom. So that takes care of that. So now what we can do here is if we wanted to always have this updated, then we can do this by not choosing to do this or by adding other variables. And I will show you what I'm talking about in a second.